The real question at this point, and we're going to get into this with the panel, is just how far the Democrats will go to prevent another crony from coming in. And we should say this is the only, let's play the only mention on the three top networks, ABC, NBC, CBS. Here it is, Bob Schieffer, who only has half the time that Meet the Press, and managed to bring it up. Here it is, number one.
Let me shift to what's going on Capitol Hill, and that is the search for a successor to Alberto Gonzales, the Attorney General, who just announced that he is resigning.
Wow, that's very good. Let's give credit where credit is due. Can you tell I got my 360 back?
That was an entire auditorium of people applauding.
Yes, there you go. Well, I have a lot of people here in the remote Seder studio. The real question is exactly what's going to happen. Now, there's been a lot of speculation as to whether or not there'll be some type of recess appointment. This will not happen, supposedly, because Harry Reid made some type of deal with George Bush about it. Supposedly the deal was Harry Reid would help get some nominees through quicker into the Senate if Bush promises not to make any recess appointments. Now, you can't really make a recess appointment while the Attorney General is still sitting. He is not scheduled to resign until, I believe, the 17th of September. By that point, the Senate is back in session, so it's not going to happen there. According to Glenn Greenwald points out something from the Politico, that the acting Attorney General will be Solicitor General Paul Clement. Now, is he acting Solicitor General too, or is he actually the Solicitor General and just moving up to acting?
I think he started in the mailroom last week.
Yeah, exactly. And apparently, this, according, like I said, Glenn Greenwald and the Politico, an individual may serve in an acting capacity for 210 days. However, if there is a pending nominee, the 210-day clock starts again when a nominee is announced. So presumably, George Bush will announce the nominee sometime next week after he returns from his trip to Australia. And at that point, the 210-day clock, and basically they're probably looking just to run out the clock on this. And leave in another Bush administration crony, to use the words of Brit Hume, to stay in that position. I don't know what the Democrats can do about that. We will bring that up with our panel. But we should get into this notion. Well, here we have our inspector. Let's as we close out the Alberto Gonzales. Here's our inspector. Now, despite the fact this guy came out and said that that Alberto Gonzales probably lied to the committee. You remember, Specter went out there and said, it's time for perjury investigation here. He doesn't believe anything he doesn't believe there was anything wrong that happened at Department of Justice. Here he is on Fox News, number 2.
There are clearly questions about the firing of the U.S. attorneys, questions about Gonzales's involvement in the warrantless wiretaps, but is there at this point, as we sit here, any proof that the department interfered in any cases for political reasons?
No, there has not been proof. There has been suggestions, there has been smoke, but no fire has been detected. Listen, the administration of the Attorney General with Mr. Gonzales is explained by incompetency. You don't have to look beyond that.
Oh, please! Please do not look beyond that. It's all incompetence.
It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that. It's all incompetence. Let's just forget about it. There's smoke. Yeah, it's. I can't even breathe. There's so much smoke here, but there's probably not fire. It's an incompetent fire. Now, here he is. He knows that Alberto Gonzales lied to the Judicial Committee of the Senate. He knows that all these people have resigned for some reason. It's just probably incompetence. He knows the White House refuses to testify, and that their executive privilege claim is complete bullcrap, because otherwise they wouldn't agree to just show up if there's no transcript and no oath, right? Because the idea with executive privilege is that you don't want to have a chilling effect on the advisors to the president. And that chilling effect would not happen if we can testify without having to say that we're going to tell the truth. And it would not happen even if there was a private transcript. But it would happen if we actually had to tell the truth. That's when the chilling effect would happen. Now, why do you suppose that is happening? Our inspector still always been in coming out and saying, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Well, apparently the Department of Justice doesn't feel like it's time to move on because they're investigating all the lies, and apparently they're...
Yeah, I don't think Leahy's going to let that happen. I mean, when Specter was speaking this morning, they had a double screen, and Leahy was sitting there just smiling and shaking his head.
Well, I hope they do something. I mean, I hope they continue on with this. I guess we'll have to see.